So Mark and I are at the Eyes on Design show in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, which has been consistently ranked as one of the top shows in the U.S., checking out some of the vehicles and providing some design commentary. So listen here for a comment on the 1974 BMW 3.0 CS Coupe and how it resembles a Corvair. So we are here at Eyes on Design today. I believe the show's been ranked the 5th best show in the nation, and it's the one that I know of that really focuses on design solely. So we have,
according to my rating, it should be the best show in the nation because it is focusing on design. So it's a great show to meet the designers, active or retired, and the show always has a design theme and focuses on personalities and gives awards to select designers and influential people in the industry. And it's a great meet and greet, great networking opportunity for people who are interested in the industry because everybody's here. We are here, you're here, I'm here.
That's fair.
Yes.
And here's a 1974 BMW 3.0 CS. So
yeah,
pretty seminal car in the BMW fold.
It is. It's one of my favorites. It's of course one of the most blatant Corvair ripoffs. In Europe, the Corvair, a lot of people know this and a lot of people don't. The Corvair was rather a failure in the US, but it was extremely successful getting copied across the seas, and BMW was probably one of the most blatant perpetrators. This coupe was beautiful. It started out in 1965 as the 2000 CS. This is a later iteration with a 6-cylinder, and it's just a beautiful design with something that's so wonderful to see today with a tall, glassy upper cabin, the thin pillars.
Very light roof.
Very light, very, very dainty, and of course, the very, very distinctive and unmistakable Corvair line that separates the upper and the lower body structure. That was a very innovative aesthetic that the Corvair introduced in the fall of 1959, and the US one kind of shrugged, and all the other things unfolded historically. But overseas in Europe, NSU in Germany, BMW, Fiat, even the Japanese, Hillman, everybody copied the Corvair in Europe. It was such a neat...
I never would have thought Corvair, but I see it now.
Yeah, you never thought Corvair. This is a Corvair. This is like a Monza coupe.
A lot bigger greenhouse, though, I guess.
It's bigger, but it has all the Corvair elements on it, and it's beautifully done. One thing I never understood, which is kind of funny, they stopped the bright work here, which kind of looks unfinished to me. They did this on all those cars. So it's an interesting little detail that I never understood why they did that. In Germany, they used to call them the shark nose cars. You can pretty much see why. The back even looks a little bit shark nose, but the front certainly has a shark nose style.
And the front has kind of the copy
Before we go to the front, look at this detail. This is not just a badge. This is also a styled-in extractor vent. This is a flow-through ventilation car. So this is one of the early cars where the cabin was automatically not depressurized, but it was automatically sucking the air through by having a little opening in a low pressure area, which is something that came in, the active ventilation systems came in the 1960s, slowly and surely. You did a video about the
GM forced air, yeah,
forced air. So this is a beautiful execution of how to do this vent.
That is. I would not have guessed that that's a vent.
Nice design. That's the vent. So it's full of little details like that. Very elegant.
Quite a plan view on this hood, too.
Yeah, this is a car that falls into this whole genre of Italian, German, and basically European cars that took Corvair inspiration and took the cues from the Corvair and sort of beautified them a little bit more, made them sportier, a little bit more, not bespoke, but a little bit more aggressive.
You have that theme from like the 65 Pontiac where the nose is sloped forward a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't see that much similarity here. This is something that was very popular with some Italian coach builders in the early. Giugiaro did a few beautiful cars. Some of the Pininfarina cars started doing that. Some of the Lancia started doing that around that time, and this was just a general inspiration that was all over Europe at that time. This car has the later detailing, so there's a lot of black trim. It's already trying to do a lot of the sporty trim with the blacked out grills, the fender vent, and the headlamp bezels. The original version of this car had a rather futuristic and somewhat odd-looking front end with flush rectangular headlights, or sort of trapezoidal headlights. Very, very interesting design. This one is, as we like to say, a little easier to like, but the original one is actually much more distinctive than this version. But it did set up a very classic BMW face with the dual headlights and the way the kidneys were styled. And a beautiful car, even 50 plus years later, almost 60 years later.
It's got quite a bit of tumble home for a BMW.
Very much tumble home, and it is a hardtop coupe. So it doesn't have a B-pillar, so certainly I'm a friend at the time. This car would have been done in the mid 60s. This car was styled in around 65, 66, as the basic body for this was already in the market, the 2000 CS. The 3-liter version of this, so this is the wonderful BMW inline 6 version, replaced the 2000 CS engine, which was a 4-cylinder, and it was a fairly anemic 4-cylinder.
This was powerful for the time.
Very powerful, very quick.
Horsepower.
Yes, very quick. These cars were Autobahn stormers, definitely. And
what a beautiful car, though. Great color.
Great color, very period correct color. That was the early 70s was a time for what they called signal colors in Europe. It was a concern about visibility of cars. So all these muted pastel tones, these grays and off-whites, suddenly were out, and everybody was supposed to get a really bright, a flashy color. So they were called signal colors in Germany anyway, and it was an attempt to make cars more visible before daytime running lights.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Very handsome, very classical interior.
It is non-driver centric.
Yeah, non-driver centric, but a nice practical big shelf that we couldn't do anymore because we have to protect from deploying airbags. So we don't want people to put stuff on the top of the instrument panel. But this is super practical. It's got nice big areas to stow things. Very classical gauge cluster. We can't see most of it right now because of the sign that's draped over it. But very, very pretty, very elegantly crafted interior. Very spacious. These cars feel so spacious with the low belt lines and the thin pillars.
They do feel very airy.
Yeah,
so much.
They're small. They're tiny. This is smaller than a Corvair. Not by much, but it is smaller than a Corvair.
I'm sure GM design copied this in the low cowl era of the C-body in the 85.
Are you sure that's that's how it went?
That's my design interpretation.
I see. Okay.
I don't have to be right, but I'm never in doubt.
Yeah.
It's a great car.
It is wonderful, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Mark.
Thanks for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as that helps the YouTube algorithm serve it up to more viewers like you. You can also email me at rareclassiccars@yahoo.com. And until the next video, where Mark and I take a walk around the Eyes on Design show, feel free to click the bottom left and bottom right thumbnails for some suggestions for you. And if you're not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click the circular icon of the 1967 Buick Riviera at top left, then hit the bell to ensure that you're notified of all my future videos. Once again, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.